Okay, so I need to get a few things off my chest about some things that I'm seeing on, uh, social media about the vampire community. And I just want to share a little bit about, give my opinion on that, being someone that is within the vampire community and has experienced it for about 10 years now. So, I want to talk a little bit about that. Firstly, thank you for being here. And for those of you who are new, welcome. Please do consider subscribing. And if this is content that you like, so here you'll see all things witchy, esoteric, and now more of my journeys in the within the vampire community. The first thing I want to say is I I didn't really pay attention to what has been on social media as far as vampires are concerned, how it is online and what people are saying about it. But after doing the couple of videos that I did, how YouTube is with the algorithm, I've come across more and seeing more, and even very recent videos that I feel like are being a bit biased, being a bit, first of all, sharing their opinion, and they're not even in the vampire community. So I wanted to just get my 2 cents on that. So the first thing I want to say is, just because you are, and I'm going to speak about vampires and also other kin, I'm going to speak about this generally, right? Because again, like I spoke about, the vampire community is sort of an umbrella for vampires and other kin. So when we talk about feeding, when you go in the midst of vampires, right? When you go in the midst of a room, say there's a party and an event is a vampiric event. So within this event is all types of creeds, right? That are out to have fun. They're not looking to every person that they come into contact with. If you are an energy vampire, they're not looking to, or someone that feeds on energy, they're not looking to feed on every person that they come into contact with. So don't feel special, right? Because don't feel like you're putting too much into yourself, right? Because a lot of vampires that I know are very selective. I know for myself, when it comes to feeding, I am selective, right? So there's a lot of junk in someone's energy. So if you're hungry and you're going into the restaurant, are you going to tell the waiter, just give me whatever you feel you want to give me? No, you're going to look at that menu. You're going to say, okay, this is something that I feel like I want to eat, or this is something that I like to eat. So you're not just going to go in a place full of food and just start eating everything. So for those, I just want to dispel that. For those that feel like if you are going in a room full of people that feed off energy, don't feel like you're going to get fed on, because your energy might not even be something that is appetizing. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I'm seeing some videos out there that are like, now this brings me into my next thing. So yes, in everything that you do, in the witch community, in the fae community, in Masonic orders, in covens, you are going to find a system of practice. You're going to find someone that may be the elder because they have been experienced and can share that information with you. So the reason why I feel I'm okay with systems and systems of hierarchy, meaning you go through grades and levels, right? Because this is something that is, if you've been in a coven, this is something that's in a coven. You go through levels. You're learning, you're growing, you're going through these levels. And in Freemasonry, right, you are here until you get to here, because you have to learn and experience. Right, you can't jump from here to there. Some people think they can. Some people have been given some titles, and I feel like they skipped a whole bunch of levels. I've been in covens. I've been in other forms and other groups where there's a system of hierarchy, right? And like Freemason being one of the biggest ones. There's this, you can't have a system without some form of going through grades and levels. And yes, some take it, they fill it with their ego and they can get pompous, but that's in everything. In this human existence, you will find if there's a human involved, it's in everything. So telling someone to be careful, pay attention to those things, or protect yourself in this greater world, these are things that apply overall. When you walk out that door, before I came into the vampire community, these are concepts that I knew to understand in general, right? Being a witch, you want to protect yourself. Being anybody, you want to protect yourself. You want to protect your energy. There's people out there that are draining your energy that aren't vampires. So these are general concepts that are not specific to the vampire community. And I feel like people are making it that. They are making it that these are, because you find this in all groups. And I'm going to try to not go off on a tangent, because then I could seem a bit rambly. I don't want to do that. It's just that I hate when I see people based on their experience. Some people are Ronin because of that, and that's fine. That is absolutely wonderful. But there are some people that are looking for having a coven, right? So the way that you're going to find that is going within these communities or searching that out. So there are, within the communities, there are different groups, houses, covens, and clans. If you are going to the community, right, and most people look for their tribe. And when you find that tribe, right, you usually wind up getting a sire. A sire is a mentor. Outside of the vampire community, when you want to learn something in ancient practices, the elders taught it. It's because they experienced it, right? So this is what is happening within the vampire community. You have your elders because they have been through it. They have experienced it. They have experienced knowing the feed. They have experienced awakenings, right? They have experienced these things. So this is why you would want to have a mentor, which would be a sire. And if you want to be around, say you wake up one day and you're feeling funny, and or you had a bad feed, or you just need to bounce off of someone else that is your kin, someone else that you can share this with, that can say, oh yeah, I've been through that. I understand that. Oh, I experienced that the other day and I don't know what it is either. Let's talk about it. You're not going to get that. You can as a Ronin, maybe talk to another Ronin, but this is generally why people, why there's covens and, families, right? Because, you can fall back on your family and ask for help. Listen, I'm going through this, guys. Have you experienced it? Or, just to have someone to talk to, because if you are a vampire or other kin, and you go to your mundane family and you start talking about this, they're going to be looking at you like you're like, what? They can't help you because they don't know what it is. They haven't experienced it. But this is why I talk about the vampire community the way that I do. I'm not saying I'm not, as a matter of fact, I'm the type of person that doesn't like to follow rules. So I quite understand that. But when you want to be around like-minded people, when you want to experience things with people that are, living things the way you are, these are places that you go. And like I said, in everything that you do, you have to protect yourself wherever you go, wherever you do. You don't have to be in a vampire community to follow that rule of thumb. So it's going to be controversy. It's going to be pros and cons about everything that you do. It's pros and cons about being a Ronin. So it's pros and cons about everything, right? There's polarities in everything in this existence, in our human existence. How I am currently today within the vampire community, I have my own lineage. I have my our coven, we do things on our own, and then we occasionally go to events. So that there's which is why I'm going to be continuing to do these videos, because there's so much more to it, right? There's so much more to it than the ego, right? And vampires are all over the world. Other kin are all over the world. Know that in whatever it is that you do, whatever you are in life, you are going to run across pros and cons. There's good, there's bad, there's polarity. In everything you do, you have to learn a balance. You have to learn to be guided by your intuition. You have to learn how to protect yourself and what that means and ways to do it in everything that you do. So this is not something that is specific. You'll find ego in everything that you do, an overabundance of it in everything that you do. So if you can get past the understanding of that and find yourself in a vampire community, you may be able to find your tribe. You may be able to find your coven. You may be able to find your clan. And you may be able to find your house. And then be able to be guided and get the assistance that you need from those who have experienced it for years. So my next video, I believe, will be interviewing my husband. We're going to be talking about the Temple of the Vampire and some of the origins and how it ties into the vampire community. So that's enough of my rant for now. If you have any questions, let me know. So until the next video, I love you all, and into the shadows.